to our meeting dated the 15th of December. I'll declare the meeting open at 6 o'clock. And I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we meet, pay respect to our elders past, present and emerging. Now, I'd like to also acknowledge our two freemen of the Shire, Rod Dorr and, Keith's not
here yet.
He's coming back. Oh, sorry.
Later.
Keith is coming. And then also past Shire President Tom Major and past Councillor Graham Richardson. And then everyone else, obviously, in the public gallery. Thank you for coming along. We have present record of attendance and apologies and approved leave of absence. We have present myself, Councillor Sue Layton, Councillor Robert Milosevsky is electronically in, Councillor Bill Auburn, then officers Matthew Bird, CEO, Natalie Bell, Executive Manager, Project and Regulatory Services, and Les Main Waring, Exec Manager, Corporate Services, and Rod McGrath, and obviously Nadine as well. And then we have apologies from Paul Spencer, and then a late apology from Councillor Ben O'Sutherland, and leave of absence was nil. Now, normally we go on to point 3 right now, but I'm going to bring point 9 forward just because I thought it was probably more appropriate. And I just want to make a special announcement that our community has had a rough couple of weeks, and I just wanted to make a couple of special mentions. One was to past Councillor and Shire President Keith Dunlop. Keith was a councillor for 7 years, and then he went on to be our president for 8 years. So that's 15 years of service to our community, which is huge, a huge effort. And then we all send obviously our sympathy, deepest sympathy to Anne and the Dunlop family. So rest in peace, Keith. Then also now just taking a look around the table, obviously we have a spare seat here. Current councillor and Deputy Shire President Mark Moody is not with us. 2 weeks ago, we lost another great man. Mark has been a councillor here since 2019, and he's just started his second term as Deputy Shire President. Mark's tragic passing has rocked the community and us here at the Shire. We send our love and support to Elaine, Nathan, Jessica and the families. Rest in peace, Mark. And then also I just wanted to say that we're thinking very closely of the West River community because they're actually all gone through a rough time and they're all hurting, especially out there at that area at the moment. And I just thought we might just take a moment of silence for both Keith and Mark in respect. Thank you. And then I'd also now just like to make mention of Matthew Bird, who's leaving us. He's got another 2.5 weeks, I think.
And counting.
So, Matt, thanks from the bottom of our heart here at the Shire of Ravensthorpe. We've been very lucky to have you. Your dedication, your knowledge and your commitment has been wonderful. My 2 years that I've been here, but there are other councillors that have been here longer as well, and we're very thankful for that. Guiding and nurturing us through. And we might call you along the way too for some advice. But I know this is not the way that you wanted to leave us either. And we know how deeply you've been affected by the last couple of weeks. We're sorry to see you go, but wish you all the best for your next journey at Great Southern Grammar and spending more time with your son and your parents. And, thank you very much on behalf of the community.
Thank you, Shire President. Oh, so flat. Only 300 kilometres away. Right?
Beautiful. You can come and visit. Okay, now point 3, response to previous public question taken on notice. We don't have any of that, Neil. Then point 4, public question time. Is there anyone in the public gallery that would like to ask a question?
That's not a question.
That's okay. You can come up, make a statement. Rod?
On behalf of the public, thank Matthew sincerely from all of us. He's done a marvellous job. You know, unusual to have a CEO that hasn't got some sort of a criminal record or something.
Well, how deep did they dive? Rod,
But anyway, look, we found it to be honest and forthright and very hardworking. So, you know, what else could we want? We couldn't have wanted any better. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Rod.
Well done.
Very kind of
That's right.
you.
Oh, got a big chest now.
Mm.
Okay, point 5, declarations of interest.
Yes, we do. Shire President, we have one from Councillor Layton for the confidential item, the Citizen of the Year Awards 15.1. So it's an impartiality interest. So Councillor Layton can stay and debate and vote on that.
Okay. Thank you. Point 6, applications for leave of absence.
Yeah, so we received one from Councillor Miliseski for the period of 20th of May to the 10th of June inclusive. So we need someone to move and second that.
Oh, yeah. So do we have a mover? Okay, Sue, mover Sue, and seconder Bill Orban, Councillor Orban. Thank you.
All in favour?
All in favour?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, point 7, confirmation of minutes of previous meetings. 7.1, ordinary council meeting minutes, 18th of November 2025. The officer recommendation is that the minutes and associated attachments of the ordinary council meeting held on the 18th of November 2025 be confirmed as true and correct record. Do we have a mover for that? Councillor Orban. Seconder? Councillor Layton. All in favour?
Yep.
Yep. Carried. 4-0. Okay, now we have point 8, announcements, reports by elected members. So we'll go around the room. I can't remember which way we went last time, but we're going to go Bill, Councillor Orban.
Yeah, not much to report. Much to fact, Councillor Gibson basically attended the Ray White
Markets.
markets. Yeah, the markets and that sort of thing. Yeah, had an hour or two there. Got some great response from some of the people there. In particular, I think I might have mentioned before, one of our constituents was really happy with all the clearing of that had taken place, the fire mitigation sort of stuff. And then also put them as advertised onto the QR code display thing for any complaints and stuff they've got.
Yep.
And basically just a few other meetings that we've done all together with audit meetings and stuff.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Councillor Orban. Councillor Miliseski.
Hi, thank you. I attended the end of year Hopetown Primary School concert, and the kids did an awesome job presenting out there and with all their awards and performances. So that was a pretty good day event. Also attended the markets with Bill there. So you always get nice questions asked from the public there, whether they're local ratepayers or travelling tourists. So that was pretty good. And just like to say, also attended the Shire annual seniors Christmas party, and everyone who attended there enjoyed themselves and the great food that was catered by Mount Barron Cafe. And a big thanks to Jodie Wilson and her team for setting up the hall and all the arrangements for the day. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Miliseski. Councillor Layton.
Oh, yeah, just a few. From the last meeting, I think we've I attended the Hopetown CRC AGM along with yourself. That was really good. We've also done some of the recruitment in meetings and before that, so I didn't list all of those. I thought the Hopetown CRC AGM was a great report, and I think Shire did get those reports anyway. It was done really well. Did Councillor catch up, regards to Councillor Moody, or audit exit meeting, which all of us attended. Went to the Ravensthorpe Historical Society meeting on the 6th of the 12th, and that was a good meeting and good discussions, and I think we've been contacting Shire regards to the visitor officer presentation. Went to the Sunday markets and spoke to a few travellers again, so they love coming through and having a chat. They said they love staying at the 48-hour free camp. They come down often, and they often go to the caravan park as well. So that's 10. And then I obviously I attended Wind Spray Arts as the returning officer for their AGM. And I found it quite interesting that they had 1,170 signed in visitors for the year. So
Okay.
that's pretty good for this tiny little
Hmm.
thing. So, and then I went to the Mungie School end of year last week. That was good. And then the Santa run. I know it's not Shire because it's a different job that we have, but I thought it was really good because we with all of the police officers who do the front and the back and the paramedics and that, and man, but they all wanted doing the Santa run. It was really difficult with everything that's been happening to have something that's celebratory and happy and whatever, but it was really good. In the end, it was such a good thing to do.
Yep.
So that's good. That it.
Beautiful. Thanks, Councillor Layton.
Keith Dunlop's
Yes.
service yesterday.
Yes.
Memorial service.
Okay, thank you. Now, for myself, on the 21st of November, I attended the Great Southern Country Zone Welga Zone meeting in Woodenelling, and they chose their zone delegate, Scott Crosby, and then we discussed, obviously, roads and medical and policies and everything within the country zone. Then on the 25th of November, met with the CEO, Matt Bird, and then the Abandoned Mines crew. They came down and we met here in Ravy, talked about rehab, old sites and structures and safety and what their plans are in the coming times ahead for that. 26th of November, we went to Hopetown. We had a special council meeting, and then after that attended with Sue the CRC AGM, and they announced Robin Cochran as life member for that. So that was, she was very chuffed about that. Then on the 28th of November, Hopetown Primary School graduation. It was a well-organised event. It's just for the graduating students, not the whole school. So it's just the year sixes and their families. And it's very personal. So that was really nice to see. Then the 29th of November, the Ravy Markets. Wasn't as busy as what I probably anticipated, but it was good to see travellers did stop in, and on their way through they saw that something was happening, so they were calling in and calling into the Shire office there and picking up pamphlets and maps and asking questions about where they could go. So that was great. Then on the first, I'll put all this together, first, second and third, obviously I was hanging around here a bit with the West River fires, and then when they did the debrief out at Cornong Road, took Matt and Rod Daw out there for the debrief. And then on the 4th of December, we had a meeting in here and councillor catch up regarding our own debrief ourselves. Then on the 9th, we had our Ravy corporate discussion, a December corporate discussion. Then on the 10th, Matt went to his last. We both were here. It was his last RHFF, Ravensthorpe Hopetown Future Fund meeting, and my first. So that was great to get a bit of an insight and understanding of that. Then on the 11th of December, obviously the Hopetown Seniors Christmas lunch with obviously Councillor Milaseski and Councillor Layton were at. And we'd like to thank the Shire for the setup of the event. It was well done, and thanks for the organising. Rod wasn't probably quite there as what you'd wish to be there because your hand incident, so that was a shame. But they did well on that, and the food was yummy and had lots of good reports. And we found out of that the longest living person in the Shire of Ravensthorpe that was at that event was Kevin Hosking for 91 years. So just a bit of trivia. Then on the 12th, attended, so that was Friday just gone, the Judicata Primary School concert in the morning, and then Munga had theirs in the afternoon. And then with both Matt and Councillor Layton, we went over to, on Sunday just gone, Keith Dunlop's a service over there, and Councillor, ex-Councillor Graham Richardson was there as well. And then obviously today is obviously Matt's last meeting as well. And then I just wanted to make mention over the period since the fires, from the 1st of December to even up until now, the amount of text messages, emails, phone calls, everything, and even letters in the mail that has come through from other local governments, councillors, mayors even, and CEOs and presidents has been huge. So there's a whole big email trail and a list that I've got as well. So that to feel that, you know, you've got other local government and they're sending their wishes to us as a local government and obviously to the families and community. So it's been very well received. So that's all. Thank you. Then we'll go on to point 9. We shot forward through, so we've done that. And then point 10, petitions, deputations, presentations and submissions. Don't have any?
Nope.
No. Okay, so we'll go through to now point 11, matters arising from committees of council. 11.1, 24-25 annual financial report and 30th of June 2025 audit report. So the officer's recommendation, or our committee recommendation, was that the Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee recommend to council that point 1, the 24-25 annual financial statements and auditor's report for the year ended 30th of June 25 be accepted. Point 2, council set the 24-25 AGM meeting of electors within 56 days of the acceptance of the 24-25 annual financial report, being Tuesday the 3rd of February 2026. And point 3, the annual report be provided to the community 2 weeks prior to the annual general meeting of electors. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Orban. Seconder? Councillor Layton. All in favour? Carried 4-0. Okay, point 12, reports of officers. 12.1, executive services. 12.1.1, council policy manual review. Now, the officer recommendation was that council adopt by absolute majority the amended policies as presented in attachment 1 to this report and be consolidated into council policy manual version 14. Do we have a mover for that, please? To Orban. Seconder? Councillor Miloseski. All in favour?
Yep.
Carried 4-0. Item 12.1.2, Hopetown Progress Association lease approval. The officer recommendation is that council approve the Shire to enter into the lease with the Hopetown Progress Association for premises commonly known as the Mary Ann Haven Building, located 37 Veal Street, Hopetown, for the operation of a community space as per the draft lease agreement in report attached. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Layton. Seconder? Councillor Miloseski. All in favour?
Yep.
4-0, carried. 12.2, corporate services. 12.2.1, monthly financial report, 30th of November 2025. Officer recommendation is that council receive the November 2025 monthly financial reports as presented. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Orban. Seconder? Councillor Layton. All in favour? 4-0, carried. 12.2.2, schedule of account payments November 2025. Officer recommendation is that council, pursuant to regulation 13 of the Local Government Financial Management Regulations 1996, the payments of accounts for the month of November 2025 be noted. Do we have a mover, please? Councillor Gibson. Seconder? Councillor Orban. All in favour? 4-0, carried. 12.3, projects and regulatory services. 12.3.1, change of use application to community purpose for Hopetown Gym at 199B Tamar Street in Hopetown. And the officer recommendation is that council approve the change in use to community purpose Hopetown Gym at Lot 2, 199B Tamar Street, Hopetown, subject to the following conditions, points 1 to 4 as noted, and the following advice notes, point 1 as noted. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Orban. Seconder? I'll do Councillor Miloseski. All in favour? 4-0 carried. 12.3.2 North Ravensthorpe Bushfire Brigade approval to allocate funding. The officer recommendation was that council approve the addition of the North Ravensthorpe Bushfire Brigade shed as an unapproved budget item in the 25-26 budget of up to $150,000 with $142,277 secured as grant funding, and commit to considering additional funding to complete the shed if requested. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Layton. Seconder, Councillor Miliceski. All in favour? 4-0 carried. 12.3.3 Development Application, Home Business Nano Brewery, Lot 506, Devisia Drive, Hopetown. Officer recommendation is that council grant development approval to support the change in use for a home business nano brewery at number 16, lot 506, Devisia Drive, Hopetown, subject to the following conditions, points 1 to 14 as noted, and advice notes points 1 to 7 as noted. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Miliceski. Seconder, Councillor Auburn. All in favour?
Yep.
4-0 carried. 12.3.4 Development Application for Outbuilding Shed Lot 114, number 10 Chapman Road, Hopetown. Officer recommendation was that council approve the development application with setback concession supported for the outbuilding shed at number 10 Lot 114 Chapman Road, Hopetown, subject to the following conditions, points 1 to 11 as noted, and the following advice notes, points 1 to 4 as noted. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Auburn. Seconder.
Yep.
Councillor Miliceski. All in favour? 4-0 carried. Then 12.4 Infrastructure Services, 12.4.1 Community Water Supply Program, CWSP grant at Mary's Road Tank. So we've got officer recommendation.
Yeah, thanks, Shire President. I just think there's an error there. So instead of Springdale Road, it should be Hopetown Ravensthorpe Road in that first point.
So the officer recommendation is then that council, point 1, endorse the additional land use designated of water tank to reserve 7377, which is lot 300, on deposited plan 104-806 on the Hopetown Ravensthorpe Road. And then 2, request the CEO writes to the Minister for Planning, Lands, Housing, Homelessness to request the additional land use designation, water tank, to reserve 7377, lot 300, on deposited plan 104-806 on the Hopetown Ravensthorpe Road, pursuant to S42 of the Land Administration Act 1997. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Layton. Seconder. Councillor Gibson. And all in favour?
Yep.
4-0 carried. Okay, point 13, members' motions of which previous notice has been given. Nil. Point 14, new business of an urgent nature introduced by decision of meeting. So we do have one there.
Yes, Shire President, we do have a confidential late item, if council would like to consider that. And then note that we've got matters to be considered behind closed doors, so it might be after you, council, if council approve accepting the late item for consideration, you might want to move behind closed doors straight after that.
Okay, so do I need to read that out?
Yep.
What it's for?
Yep.
Okay, so late item 14.1 executive services, 14.1.1 is confidential, late confidential item, appointment of an interim acting CEO. So do we have a mover to accept that later on? Councillor Auburn and a seconder. Councillor Layton, and all in favour? 4-0. Okay. Then point 15, matters to be considered behind closed doors. We've got 15.1, the Citizen of the Year Awards, and also now the late confidential item. So we need to go suspend standing orders to go behind closed doors. Do we have a mover to suspend? Councillor Auburn. Seconder, Councillor Layton. All in favour?
Yep.
Okay, 4-0.
We've gained a few.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Okay, one lost road.
Where do we go?
We gained one that lost road. It's all right.
Is that a fair swap?
For a while.
Did he just get across to the pub? Did he, Lee?
Oh, dude.
They're in the toilet. They're easy now.
All right. Well, now we're at point 16. Welcome back to the public gallery. Point 16, and it's closure of the meeting. So I declare the meeting closed at 6:30.